Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I don't know how you feel about seat of the pants crafting, but I should warn you that that is what's going to happen here today. So I continue to work on the baby book that I was commissioned to do. If you've missed some of the videos, you may not know that the baby has been born and he's a boy. So then I had to kick in, and because this baby lives in another city, the person, Renee, who ordered the book, I've been given a timeline to finish, which in itself is a good thing because you know how some of our projects can go on and on and on and celebrate a first anniversary and a second anniversary and so on. So it's good to have the deadline. However, that means that decisions need to be made. Perhaps the creator's back can be against the wall at points in the process. And I figured, okay, let's just let the viewer see what real life crafting is like, particularly with, again, real world pressures and deadlines. So you may know that I had so the job at hand today is the spine dangle. Now, this is something that I'd done ahead of time thinking, oh, these colors are going to be great, and they are. I love the look of it. I'd also picked some possible ribbons. But then once I learned he was a boy and had to quickly make a journal cover, this goes out the window. So real world lesson number one, sometimes your efforts in the moment are for naught because circumstances change. So then last night I thought, okay, why don't I do another do some beading. And when I say beading, trust me, I'm talking about putting strings on beads on a string. However, I made a tactical error in that I just doubled up sewing thread. Now I'm thinking, obviously it's going to be a while before this little kid is going to be able to, yank at the beads on his book. But I need this little tray. What I have decided is that as much as these projects are very labor intensive, the overall making of a book is very labor intensive, I am going to cut the string on this and redo it as I should have in the first place with this upholstery thread. Now I haven't tried. Yeah, it would be impossible to break. So that's what I should have used. But again, who knows why I didn't think of it, forgot, didn't have it handy, wasted time. So I'm not going to break this apart right now because I want to show you something. And the reason why I switched to these colors is I ended up with this, using this fabric. Now, if you've been watching this series, you know that this family has a dog. I can't remember the breed, something, I think a wee bit exotic. It's not just a dog, just a regular dog that we can all picture in our minds. So I had this this fabric. So this is what I chose to use. Now this is a bit brighter, more vibrant than the brief I got, which was that the mother is minimalist and sort of prefers more pastel colors. I'm not going to show you the inside because that's why we have flip throughs. But you can see, I will show you that this time I had the presence of mind to leave space at the top, and I put in an eyelet. And I also wanted to be able to have a reliable closure, so I added an eyelet at each end here. That way I won't have anything wrapped around to close it, and I will also, which won't interfere with the journal topper that I've made. So you can see that if I had a mechanism for hanging this, that would look pretty darn cute. But I have more in mind. And of course, you know, we all have our own work ethic, our own philosophy, our own approach to doing anything and everything. I'll just take a second to say something more about that. Years ago, in one of my weekly columns, I started out by, my first sentence was the dictionary definition of the word signature. And basically the point of that whole column was that everything we do amounts to being our signature. So if, and I'm not saying that my way is the right way, hell no. I'm not saying that what yours should be or what your philosophy or your work ethic should be, not at all. I know that sometimes I hope that we all aspire to be better than we currently are, without the self-flagellation and inner critic that sometimes rears his ugly head. But like I could delete this video. I could redo it and leave out the part where I didn't use the right, in my opinion, didn't use the right material to do this beading. I could have, you know, run used a ball pin here, you know, even maybe for a little more security. Run it through one of the larger holes in this thing. Hook it on there. Hook it on there. Call her done. Now I will probably have to do, and I'll be a little smarter when I redo this. I guess the length isn't bad. So that could be, I could call it done. But that's not me. I would prefer to redo the effort of doing this, my value judgment here, doing it right, in quotes. So that means I'm going to rebead. Now, obviously everyone makes their own choices. I have been playing around before I turn on the camera. Okay, I think there's a lesson here. Perhaps it's not wise, unless you just love beading for the sake of beading, it's probably not wise to make a spine dangle until you actually have a book to dangle it from. Because what I'm finding is that I have a number of choices of how to attach this thing. Oh, the baby's name is Brody. And I love the look of these beads. The beauty of this type of bead is that the letter is the same all the way around each block. So if it turns, it doesn't automatically say, you know, Flora or something. It's Brody, no matter how that sits, which is a good thing. So I have a diaper pin. I'm thinking, okay, do I work a diaper pin into the dangle, or do I just glue this down somewhere else in the book? Because I glue or dangle it somewhere else in the book because I love this and I intend to use it. I've got these larger paper clips, and I have smaller paper clips. I have another diaper pin. I have this ring. Now I have to say, I must have bought a package of these. I'm sure they came from overseas. They are miserable to try to open. Let's just say quality control is not probably job one. However, I was able to open it up, and this would fit quite nicely on here. Like, the size would be just about right. It would be easy enough for a person to take on or off. But by having all, and I also have safety pins, you know, in a variety of sizes. This is all larger brass colored ones. This is a mixture, I guess, of brass and silver, and probably in a variety of sizes. Oh yeah, there are a bunch there. So, like, what is going to be my best option? And this is where, like I said, I'm stymied, and that's why it's a bit trial and error. I also have this little teeny bracelet that has a few blue beads on there, and if I wanted a little dash of sparkle, not sparkle, but sort of the glitter of the metal, this could be worked in as well. I found this piece of ribbon in my travels around my room, and you can see that the colors are, I mean, could I have picked something better? Now, it's rather short, but it could be used if I want to add ribbon. Oh, what the heck? These, you know, that would happen when it's short, hey? It's like I chewed at it. Okay, well, that's weird looking, but let's get some better scissors, maybe. So this is on standby here. Now, oh, I see I poked a hole in it, so no, it's too long to use that way, but I guess the beauty of this is that no matter what sharp thing I put through there, like I could, if I were using a safety pin, well, let's just pretend this is an ordinary pin. If I put that through, that's going to be secure. It's not going anywhere. I also have this skein of blue embroidery floss because this is what I use to sew in the signatures. And long ago, in a land far away, well, okay, a farm in Alberta, my husband sort of made me a jig so that I could drill through. I see this one is different than these others. So I could drill through Scrabble tiles with my Dremel and have them ready to use. Now, Brody, middle name, surname. So I'd like to use these in some way. Now, as you know, these are fairly thick. So chances are I'm going to be having to make some rings, like a split, not a split ring, but just a jump ring out of wire to attach to whatever. So you can see that I have a lot of balls in the air on this particular project. So if you're willing or interested, that's what I intend to do. So where to begin? Because if I can decide, okay, I think this, if I had to add this at the end, I could. So I'm going to put this aside just to start eliminating some of this stuff. If I chose, excuse me, I kind of think, where is it? The ball pin may be a last resort. I really am annoyed by how they swivel and turn and so on. So let's say, okay, let's get rid of the gold. I think even though, where's that big brassy paper clip that I had? Oh, there it is. Okay, I would say, whoops. 6 of one, half dozen of the other, so who cares? I think these are not, they're way too big. So we'll put those aside. So maybe it's boiling down to using a safety pin. And let's just see. So if this were, maybe I should put it in the other way. And again, you know, I think sometimes, okay, that probably works a bit better. Yes, it sticks out a bit. I don't know, can you see that? But if necessary, I could add a jump ring or something at the top. So let's pretend that this is going to be the, not pretend, let's friggin' make a decision and say that this is my hanging mechanism. We're going to get rid of this. I mean, okay, let's see how this would work. Yoy, it's like I didn't eat my Wheaties and I'm too weak to close it. Whoa. It's alive. Okay, so we have the binder ring and we have this thing dangling. The only problem with using the binder ring as the the anchor point for everything is that the minute you open it, everything could fall apart. So it almost seems that maybe I should get a teeny tiny little safety pin. And I do, oops, I do have some of those little almost baby brass ones. Let me just get that out now. Oh, these are really tiny. I would say they're all the same size, so let's see how this might work. Oh, I didn't need to open that. You know, as I was thinking about turning this into a video, it occurred to me that what I should be saying to you is that, okay, this, and I guess, you know, that's sort of the nature of spine dangles too. Now, if it turns out when I'm done with this, that this little 1-inch ring is too big, I could make a ring with wire. I could resort to the bulb pin. I mean, revert to the bulb pin. I could cross that bridge when I come to it. Oh, I guess if I was using this, I'd better darn well use a gold one. Oh, see, this might be the better choice. I don't know, I hope you can't. Oh, see, that's hanging nice and, okay, I think I just made a decision. Eureka! Get rid of that. Okay, so that little pin and that, let me just get a gold bulb pin. Goodness knows, I couldn't bring it over the first time. Oh, I have a blue one. do have a blue one here, which may... Oh, I thought I had a gold in my hand. What the heck? Well, looks like it's going to be blue. I was thinking that what I should tell you is that I could, and this goes back to the seat of the pants idea. I think that sometimes we get a bit, particularly, I would say this afflicts beginners more than anybody else, that in the beginning, when we are unsure of ourselves, our skill set isn't very good yet, we think that, oh, I can't possibly make a move because maybe I could do this in the same operation and stop dithering around here. Let's just cut this. Okay, I'll leave. Maybe this will be my end. We sometimes get paralyzed to the point that we think, oh, I can't possibly ever make a dangle, make a pocket, make a, you name it, because I just don't know. So I'm going to spend the next 3 days, weeks of my life watching YouTube videos. I'm going to watch every video that's ever been made on said topic. These are not the best. My other more useful jewelry tools are in the bedroom because that's where I was doing some of this. Watch every possible video under the sun, which, I don't know if you're like me, can confound and confuse more than it sometimes helps. Somewhere here, I had some flat little chart. Mind you, I could add it later when I locate them. I had some flat little things that I was going to attach to the, I'm going to put this ring back on just after I remove that thing I didn't want. Instead, okay, I'm going back and forth here as I try to work and talk at the same time. I was talking about watching videos from the experts about whatever it is that you feel insecure about. We. I'll talk about this in the sense that this is exactly how it is for me too, or more so in the beginning. Okay, let's just kind of see how this is going to unfold. Okay, that's not bad. And if I want to add one of those little star or flat charm things that I seem to have misplaced, then there's still room for that. So that's looking okay. Now, what am I going to do with these? Again, I've done it to you. Let me stop my hands for a moment so my mouth can work. Watching every video under the sun and thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not ready to try it myself because I haven't watched every single video, or I got conflicting advice, or different people do it different ways. I don't know what to do. Blundering along. Oh, you know what? Oh, I said I was going to not do this, but I just spotted my jar of sequins. I could add a blue heart. Blundering along and crafting by the seat of your pants and just doing it could probably be the best choice ever, because we're actually just plowing ahead. And maybe, wonder of wonders, maybe we are discovering something new and innovative. Maybe we're finding a shortcut. Maybe we're finding a better way. And, you know, the world, you know, the better mousetrap thing, the world has been awaiting our discovery. You know what? I bet you that thing is going, well, maybe. I was going to say, I bet you this is going to be a little too thick to go through that heart. So that's what I definitely wanted to say. So don't fall into the trap. And of course, we as people, content creators, we want you to watch our videos. We want you to, we wouldn't be doing all of this, putting ourselves through this process of having a channel, prepping for videos, trying to impart what we know, trying to save you some grief, trying to teach you some shortcuts or whatever, if we didn't have good intentions or your best interests at heart. But I'm also here, you know, I'm a girl that calls a spade a shovel. I'm also here to say, oh, brother, it fell off before when I closed it. I'm also here to say that just do it. Just do it. You will get better. And honestly, in my What's in a Name video, which is at the top, it's sort of the trailer or whatever you want to call it, for my on my YouTube homepage. Hopefully that's going to stay on there now. It talks about how I like that, baby. It talks about how my, oops. Oh, I should make rings for these guys first. And remember to use this. It talks about how I always thought to myself, and I'm talking like 30 years ago, I always thought to myself, boy, you know what? I bet you I could be a pretty good painter. And as long as I never put a brush to paper or canvas, I was brilliant. And then I thought, you know, get a grip. Put your money where your mouth is. Now, see, I don't know how long a thing I need for this. Or what I could do, let's just, we might waste a bit of, okay, I think what I want to do with this is I'm going to do a bit of a wrap around. Guess I could, why didn't I bring my better little pliers here? These belong to my dad, but I think they don't have much grip on them. Oh, maybe. So then I thought, okay, kid, put your money where your mouth is. Take a damn course. Buy, use what you have, blah, blah, blah. Get on with it and see if in fact you do have any talent whatsoever, or let go of this, stop thinking about it, stop deluding yourself. And that's not very, this is kind of sharp. Maybe if I turn this down, nobody would ever hurt themselves on it. Okay, this is quite stiff, but okay, I have enough here that I could curl this into a ring. Can I attach it at some point? You know what? Maybe I'm making this unnecessarily difficult for myself. I could just put the kid's first initial. Okay, let's reverse ourselves on that for the time being. Let's cut this string open. And I don't even know if my little technique for wrapping around the starting bead and the ending bead is any kind of a system at all. So anyway, I did, just to finish that thought, I did, when my daughter started going to grade 1, and I thought, oh, okay, I've got a little more time on my hands now. I did enroll for a basic fundamentals course. And again, if you want to hear that whole story, go watch that video. And I did paint. I haven't painted for quite a long time, but I got that dream, that hope, that whatever it was, out of my system. Now, it would be this at another point in my life, maybe even an earlier dream, was, oh, write a great Canadian novel. Or not necessarily a novel, because there's more easier to succeed with nonfiction. And I have such an extensive library of how-to writing books that you would be, well, maybe you wouldn't be shocked if you know me. Okay, we're going to use this. Now maybe, not totally prepared, it would appear. Oh, why don't I put the B on? Let that be the anchor bead, so to speak. I'm going to use quite a bit of this thread here because I want to knot this several times and know that it's, and you know what, maybe I'll just run it through a couple more times as well. And I do have this upholstery thread in black and navy as well. But I think white will probably disappear. I could have made a focal point, I guess, by using the blue. But okay, so I've done a few wraps through that hole. Now, can I do a really close knot here? Oh, that's not going to work because I'd have to put the whole spool through this. Damn it. Well, let's try just like a shoelace knot here. Is that what we call it? A shoelace knot? And we'll do that 3 times. I wonder if it's the same as tying a knot. Are those square knots that we do in our signature thing? Yoy, I'm tangled up here. Sorry, I guess white may be good for the journal, but probably not so much for the viewer. Okay, where did I leave off with that? So if there's one takeaway from this, well, 2 takeaways. Use upholstery thread. Don't fart around with sewing thread. And the other takeaway is don't expect to find that anyone is going to have all the answers for you. Okay, well, now I realize I'm going to cut basically a generous 2 lengths of this. Again, am I going to, trust me, in my life I have been, I've tried to save, save an inch of this or an inch of that. And, it's false economy, because then you change your mind and you realize, boy, if I had an extra 2 inches here, would that have worked out like a hot damn. So yes, take a chance. Now that I have that freed, I could have done the knot I wanted to do in the first place. So I will just do another one of those. Yoy, 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 yoy. Well, that's not as close as I hoped for. Let's try that again. Again, this will all be disguised, hidden, less important once. Okay, much better. Now that bee is not going anywhere. Okay, now I suppose, let's do this without a needle. I'm going to use my intent here. I kind of want to just double that up, so maybe I should. Well, let's do the first bead and see if it's going to be an issue. Let's try something like this. I think they're called rondelles. Or just, well, a round faceted bead. Okay, what I'm hoping is that I can put, geez, what can you guys see? Probably not a heck of a lot. Do I have anything darker here to lay down? This is just, I'll use that as a, okay, so I've got the bead on the long string, but now I want to kind of thread this shorter tail through there as well. Is that going to help something? Who knows? And again, trying not to think, overthink this. Obviously, repeating, 2 of the same beads is not the end of the world, and I purposely did that in places. But it also, I would be unhappy if, there wasn't kind of an even distribution of colors. So that's what I'm going to aim for. I thought that it was kind of good that I was able to use some of these little star beads, because again, that's a childlike place is probably the only place you would use a bright yellow plastic bead. Let's throw some red in here. Again, there's almost no red in the journal itself because I thought that was too vibrant. Red is red. There is no pastel red. So it wasn't really something that I was using. And the other thing I've learned in this process, I had some baby stuff pre-made from the last time I did baby books. Maybe I will tie a knot in this, or is that going to cause a problem? I think a tiny knot would be all right, just so I can cut this little thing off and I can pick up a little speed here. Anyway, I had some stuff done, and then I made more once I got the commission for the book. But I also, that's so tiny that it probably didn't do any good. Do it again. It also meant that once I heard that the baby was a boy, that I had to kick into high gear. And let's not cut the wrong one. Murphy's Law. And turn this book blue. So I did a bunch of that. And I also found that, whoa, it's not that easy. I definitely, much like it's impossible to buy, I'm going to have to trim that little guy that's poking out there. You probably can't see it, but I can. As hard as it is to buy a gift for, a brother, I don't have a brother, but a brother, a husband, a son, it is equally difficult to, I think it's, less challenging to do a journal for a girl. Because, we just turn on, we'd step into high gear with the lace and the frills and the, all those things. Not quite as easy to do that when the person is a little boy, especially as a baby, they really don't, I don't know this kid, and in fact, nobody does at this point. You don't know I don't know the parents. You don't know what their personality is going to be like. You don't know, maybe I should put another red one. You don't know what the kid's interests might be. If someone was, like if you were doing a journal for Father's Day or for your husband or whatever, if he's a car nut or likes to fish or is a bookworm or whatever, that. And that's where you would place your emphasis. I didn't really want to, isn't this a cute bead? And I think it's the only one I have, so let's put it low enough on this project that we know that this butterfly won't be upside down when this gets hung. Yeah, so it's not that easy to figure some of this stuff out ahead of time, but I didn't really want to go, too much beyond the actual, say, first year of life kind of thing. So it's not like a school book or whatever. That would have, made it, a wee bit easier. Let's put a big red one in now, just for a little pizzazz. I should check on the time here. Oh, I guess it's not too bad. I probably will not finish this in front of you because, that's just how it goes. But you will definitely, you saw the worst of the process. And you'll definitely see it in the flip through because this is Friday when I'm doing it. And I should have apologized for the light level. It is again, even though it's midday, again raining, again overcast. I think we need maybe a bit more green. And no, there really is no green in that cover. My goodness, I keep getting hung up in that corner. Okay, what am I doing here? Maybe let's Let's add a bit more blue. So this kind of, you know, beading or whatever, if we can call it that, is a good mindless task to do in front of a TV or while watching, you know, Netflix or YouTube or whatever. But I will also say, you know, keep your head about you and make sure you're using the right materials, as evidenced by my sewing thread fiasco. Seems like we need a shot of red again. In fact, I bet you I could sit and do that for a week, just making strands of beads. And in fact, maybe that's a good activity for me to do when I should be resting. The only thing is that if a person is, where the heck is the hole here? If a person is doing this, you know, sitting up in bed or whatever, it is hard on the butt. I do make a nest for myself out of cushions and so on, and back support, and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of important, I think, to change the type of bead. Like, you know, flat ones, long ones. It's more interesting. So I've got round, I've got long, I've got, you know, novelty. That's pretty darn cute, I would say. And of course, they vary also from glass to plastic. So tell me, have you got some exciting weekend plans? And I should stop at some point, not stop, but pause at some point. See, I don't know, for some reason I thought, okay, so I'm past the halfway mark here. I dare not drop this end because then, you know, beads everywhere. However, how am I going to... I need to be able to attach this to the, I guess, to the safety pin. And am I using this at all? I guess that might be nice. Okay, I still have to work out the logistics of that, but I'll keep going a little more with this. I can always remove them. Like, what the heck? What's for me? You know, if doing it once is good, then doing it 3 times must be better. Okay, what else can I tell you? Oh, I should, in these moments of silence, almost silence, I should do some commercials. I should say, I hope that you are aware of considering taking part in my Pick a Pocket challenge. You don't need to be tagged by anyone else. You can be the initiator. Whoops. You can be the initiator and tag some other people. I know that I haven't, because this is a pressing deadline, I haven't, you know, gone searching for people who use the hashtag or And I also have to learn how to, frankly, to create a playlist. I want to create a pick-a-pocket playlist where I could link other people's videos. At this moment, I do not know how to do that. So I need to figure that part out. But when you run your own business, and this, this is a passion project, but it's also a business in a sense that I want to bring, professionalism and hopefully some, well, let's not go crazy and say profit, but let's say cost recovery to what I'm doing. It's important to set priorities that, make sense. So obviously filling an order that you have trumps everything else. So my cabbage dyed piano paper packets on Etsy and Maker's Market and coffee are, well, they're my bestseller on Etsy, let's just say that. So, when I got an order yesterday, I kind of dropped everything to get it ready and, sweet talked Roy into taking it to the post office because, delivery, order fulfillment is a thing that Etsy measures, so want to do that. I had an order from the last time I was a guest seller on Angela's live sale. So, the woman, there was a concern. I did my best to address her concern in an email. That was way at the end of May. She didn't respond. Then she reached out, and then I found out that, her husband is seriously ill. So no wonder responding to an email wasn't job one for her. But she was grateful for what I had done for her. And anyway, long story short, that order has now finally gone out. And yeah, so priorities, baby. And unfortunately, when you're busy, some of them more, sometimes it's hard for jobs to get to the top of the list. And I know that that's not good. Okay, let's see if I'm at the point where I guess I could almost stop there. I wonder if I could pick his last initial. Let that be my last bead. Oh yes, I finished this off so beautifully. Okay. Maybe I should put maybe let's add this long gloss one and a couple small ones yet. Because I suppose if Dangle puddles at the bottom of your book when it's standing upright, that's not so bad. I hope you can't hear the dryer that keeps agitating flipping the load so things don't crease. Okay, let's see what we have here. See, it's almost impossible to do this. Whoa, Almost spilled that. Maybe this has to be done lying down to get a feel for. See, I'd want the H to hang lower. It almost feels like it could be too long. Well, I'm glad I didn't tie that off. Let's take all those off. Maybe add this one back on. Put the H back on. Because really, there's nothing that says that this has to dangle all the way down to the floor. I mean, to the... And, okay, if I'm adding it to... What am I adding it to? The safety pin? Because I've added, you know, 1.5 inches or more to this whole contraption. By the bulb pin and the safety pin. Okay, so let's put this on this pin. And can I, where's halfway? I hope that this is, whoops, put the H lower. I hope that this is somewhat interesting to you, because how about if I ran this through this longer bead? Hey, 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 hey. See what I mean by crafting by the seat of your pants? Okay, I need to, let me just quickly get at it. I'm going to put a piece of tape around this end so that I don't accidentally have everything fall off. Good. Good, good. Obviously, a device invented by somebody who has had this sort of mishap in the past. Okay. Now we're going to put the bulb pin through the closing, the little circly thing at the bottom here, as opposed to the part that could accidentally open. It's too long. Oi, 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 oi. Okay, what happens if we remove the bulb pin? No, we don't. We can't do that because I've run the bead through. I thought I could just... Oh, is this the next? But that's so much bigger. Let's try it. What have we got to lose at this point? Other than I hope it's not too long. Too thick to go through. Okay, so I'm hooking on this little silver bracelet. Whoops. hooking on the little silver bracelet, and I'm putting it through that longer blue bead, and then I'm hooking it up here. Oh. Come on, baby, you can do it. Lord, give me strength. Oh. Okay, put the bracelet back on. Put it through. Maybe let's try it through this round bead instead. That gives me a little more room to maneuver. Okay, these are a little, I don't know, can you see? A little too even for my liking, so I would move that again. Oh, let's just slap on a... Okay, we're taking it off that blue bead. I want the B higher, so maybe I put, do I want to put it through the star? Or do I put it through this blue bead? And just to further, and maybe I just go like so also. So we've got the little silvery bracelet. We've got the ribbon that's staggered lengths, and it's not going anywhere because the pin went through both pieces. We've got the B hanging there. It could still be higher. Maybe I should put it through the butterfly, and then I'll remove a few at the end. Honestly, you people are awesome. If I'm not talking to myself, if you people are still here, then that means that you have a great deal of patience and you rock. You rock, people. Maybe I could be closer to the end and then it won't. Come on. Oh my goodness, when I use a longer bead, I almost don't have enough. Do I have enough to get this darn thing closed? Oh. Okay, well, it makes the butterfly a bit of a focal point up there, although it almost disappears in a sense, but whatever. Okay, the B is higher. This little hearty thing is still here. This is still here. So I can oh, you know, another thing that keeps throwing me off here is the fact that the tape has slid, and this is not exactly where it would be in real life. Okay, I'm going to stop here, I think. I'm going to take a few more beads off, have the H and, you know, maybe about an inch or so from the floor, from the tabletop, and you will see this final thing when I do the flip through. I cannot thank you enough for sticking it out till the end. This is crafting by the seat of your pants, and I hope I've proven that if you're willing to do that, number one, you'll learn something in the process. Number two, You will create something uniquely yours to whatever standard you've set for yourself in your work. And I think and maybe benefit number 3 is that there is a little teeny weeny warm glow when you think, I wasn't defeated by a bunch of beads. Seriously, I think there's a little warm satisfaction that occurs when you have successfully solved the problem. And on that positive note, I'm calling it a day. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.